a cost of $3.5 million, the Wataniya 201 is not cheap, but it's only part of a massive expansion plan by the Nile Cargo Barge Operating Company. Founded 3 years ago, along with a sister organisation to manage 10 new or refurbished ports, the company plans to buy a total of 100 new barges over the next 4 years.
We have equity in place for about $150 million US, and then there's the first tranche of loans of 325 million Egyptian pounds, around about $60 million US is in place, and we just have another loan being finalised now for the same amount, and that will put most of the initial investment in place for the first tranche of barges, virtually all the ports that we require, and the equipment.
The company began operating with 31 used vessels, but its new propelled barges mean that it will be able to transport significantly more cargo.
It's 4 times the size of barges that in carrying capacity. Fully loaded, it's 1,600 tons, whereas the standard Nile barge at the moment is 350 to 400 tons.
Part of the company's new fleet will also be dumb barges, meaning they lack an engine but can be tied together and pushed upriver. Each dumb barge, though, will still be 3 times larger than the standard barge operating on the river at the moment, meeting the government's strategy of encouraging more river traffic.
In a way, we are trying to improve our capacity and our efficiency in terms of logistics and supply chain. And one of the sources, or one of the elements that is very underutilized is the Nile. Nile is, of course, is an excellent source or excellent road for navigation.
One factor holding back the amount of goods transported on the Nile is that the government currently subsidises fuel for road transport, this year to a total of $11.5 billion. That said, it has pledged to remove fuel subsidies by 2014. Ahmed Heikel is the chairman of private equity firm Citadel Capital, which owns the 2 new companies.
Egypt has made the decision to partially remove subsidies over time, and it's in anticipation of this partial removal of subsidies that the economics will improve over time.
Each barge can carry as much as 50 trucks, and fuel costs are significantly lower than road transport.
If you take 5 litres of fuel, and how far will it push 1 tonne of cargo? If you use a barge, you'll get that 1 tonne of cargo about 550 kilometres. If you put it on the rail, you'll get that 1 tonne about 300 kilometres, and on a truck it's only 100 kilometres. So the efficiency is, the 5 times the fuel in cost effectiveness.
The flow of cargo up and down the Nile could be increased massively. That's important because, first of all, it takes cargo off the roads, it's less pollutive, and clearly the companies can increase the capacity on those barges significantly.
Yet despite this economic and environmental benefit, there are other concerns about increasing traffic on the Nile, not least the potential damage to this vital water source. Dr. El Kouossi is one of the country's leading experts on water management.
This is the place where all the Egyptians drink from. So I believe unless you have a very strict and tight plan to sort of watch all these activities rigorously, then things might go in the wrong direction.
There's also another issue that needs to be addressed. During the winter, the river can become almost unnavigable.
It is a challenge. You have to operate very carefully, but we still carry cargo. In this January, we carried 30,000 tons at low draft. So we keep operating a little more carefully with it until the water comes back.
So far, some $155 million has been spent on dredging the river, as well as the construction or repair of existing locks.
We create a navigable path with 100 meter width and depth 2.3 meter from the lowest water level. This means that all the vessels, cruise Niles, barges, can move from Aswan to Cairo at the depths and or draft 1.8 meter.
Currently, the company handles around 700,000 tonnes of cargo a year, although a contract is already in place to carry 4 million tonnes once the new barges arrive, with forecasts for 15 million tonnes by 2014. Two other private companies are also planning to begin operations, one in a few years' time, so it seems that soon there should be a lot more than just water passing under Cairo's bridges.